Neopla Architecture and Associates and students from Curtin University have worked together to propose a redevelopment plan for the quiet, seaside town of Iwanai, situated in West Hokkaido, Japan. The tight-knit and welcoming community, coupled with the plethora of natural elements that surround the town, endows a charming atmosphere of beauty and quaintness. The town is a gateway to the wilderness, a door to untapped nature that is off the beaten path. The closest mountain, Mount Iwanai, enjoys world-class snow sport conditions with powdery snow and views of the ocean. Local chefs have access to fresh seafood, establishing a reputation of quality and craftsmanship. These conditions have laid foundations for their seafood industry, deep-sea water cultivation, and snow sports. The design will be grounded in sustainability, foster community and reflect the culture and heritage of Iwanai. Enhancing livability will be the forefront of the plan while strengthening its high-end tourism and existing industry. With all things considered, it is clear that Iwanai is the hidden gem of Japan. The concept of hidden gem has driven our proposal and is intended to be incorporated throughout the design. Each year, 300 people migrate to larger cities to access higher education and employment opportunities. And with a small population of only 13,000 people, this migration pattern has had detrimental effects on the town. One such effect is aging population, as many of Iwanai's working population are no longer supporting the town's primary industries of fishing, agriculture, and deep-sea water cultivation. The migration has also seen many abandoned houses or ikeyas littered across the town, devaluing the town's aesthetics. According to its residents, the public spaces, transportation options, and the shopping districts are among the aspects of the town's qualities to be improved. Parks throughout the town are deemed poorly maintained and do not accommodate as a space to foster family and community relations. Finally, universal accessibility is needed within the urban fabric of Iwanai. Due to the aging population, the built form must cater for all abilities via all public transport modes. To counteract these issues, the redevelopment will be achieved through revitalization of built form, collaboration of private and public sectors, community events, and urban design codes. The redevelopment will take place in 3 areas. Firstly, we have proposed a luxurious chalet village located near Mount Iwanai that will replace the current ikeyas in the area. The inclusion of the chalets positions the town to attract high-end tourism while attracting minimal tourist traffic which can disrupt community members. The chalets will include personally tailored culture and food tours alongside real estate investments in prime panoramic locations. Secondly, the streetscape in the center of the town will be revitalized, primarily focusing on shopping districts, streets, and the alleyways that connect them. This revitalization aims to provide increased accessibility, enliven Iwanai's reputation, secure employment options, and precipitate opportunities for the town's existing industries. And finally, the port will be reimagined as a community area and a destination for all ages. There is still dedicated space for existing industries to thrive, whilst also including spaces for additional private industry to revive the area as a bustling precinct that is enjoyable all year round. Each of these areas harbor hidden gems to be discovered. This dynamic design creates a fun atmosphere for visitors and community members alike, whilst also preserving a feeling of luxury and exclusivity. The chalets will follow a modern Japanese design within the interior of the structure. The concept of the hidden gem is woven throughout the chalet as the minimalist exterior hides the treasure and unique experience that is within. The chalet's design will follow a neutral tone and will be constructed with local and sustainable materials. redevelopment includes one of Iwanai's prominent streets, Ekimeidori, which is the town's major shopping district. We anticipate balancing vehicle access with increased street accessibility by facilitating universal design, walkability, and bicycle lanes. The streets will have a muted and natural color scheme to allow for brighter colors as users venture onto the other roads and alleyways. The smaller streets and alleyways will be primarily pedestrian oriented. Vivid colors and art will be amplified in these spaces to encourage people to discover the hidden gems of the town. Minimal street parking will also be provided, primarily for residents and business owners. Iwanai enjoys many public parks within the town. By simply rejuvenating and maintaining them, neighborhoods will become more family-friendly and attractive. With the roads minimized to a single lane and closed off during certain parts of the day, restaurants and commercial businesses can extend their shop frontages. This street-side activation will create a welcoming atmosphere, bringing in more visitors. These small streets also have spaces for new businesses to use, further helping rejuvenate the area. For other major roads within the town center, it is important we retain high motor vehicle accessibility to ensure efficient movement throughout Iwanai across all seasons. Additionally, it is important we retain streetcar parking, ensuring residents and customers can easily access businesses. Form-based codes have been implemented throughout the streetscapes in order to improve the aesthetics and desirability of Iwanai. Such codes involve the inclusion of bike lanes and the infrastructure prime for universal access. Awnings to allow sidewalk usage throughout all seasons, standardized shutters in all buildings made from non-degrading materials, and vegetation throughout all streetscapes. Vegetation regulations will include deciduous trees to create street warmth during the winter and garden beds that double as snow storage. These inclusions will follow the shown color scheme to create unity across the town. These codes aim to retain high vehicle movement, encourage safe alternative modes of transport, and create an attractive and memorable streetscape. This aesthetic will in turn help characterize Iwanai as a beautiful, livable, and inviting town. Redevelopment of these streets are not only intended to improve the livability of Iwanai, but also to serve as vectors to the town's newest destination, the port. The vision of the port is to create a space of leisure, recreation, and relaxation for all ages. It is not only intended to be used as a meeting place, but to reflect the community and landscape of Iwanai. Each structure is carefully constructed to pay homage to the natural elements of Hokkaido through the use of organic shapes made of natural and local materials. Additionally, the inclusion of vegetation is incorporated to provide ample seating and shelter. The community hub forms the centerpiece of the port. It has been designed with all abilities and ages in mind, with recreational amenities and public facilities below the arch. The arch provides outstanding views of the town, the port, the mountains, and is accessible by foot or by elevator. During winter, this elevation can be utilized for sledding. The port provides ample room for community events due to its multifunctional design. There are spaces for food trucks, markets, and attractions that activate space all year round. The water feature that foregrounds the community hub provides serenity during the warmer months and doubles as an ice skating rink throughout the winter. The Blue Brewery is inspired by the waves of the ocean and enjoys unmatched views of the port. It is situated in front of the existing deep-sea cultivation factory and is intended to be an extension of the building. This will in turn showcase the industry through tours and, of course, delicious beer. The open-plan design allows for natural sea breeze to permeate visitors and connect them with nature. The structure is snow-friendly through double-glazed windows and is made of natural and local materials. The 4 brewing cylinders act as the hidden gem of the building and are located in the heart of the brewery. This interactive experience with the product will provide a unique and unforgettable experience for the locals and visitors alike. The port also enjoys decking and a lookout that provides access to the water. These structures can be used for fishing, relaxation, and enjoying the view. The new port bridge is intended as a walking trail for visitors and as access to the port's industry. The shape reflects the waves of the ocean and leads to the most northwestern point of the port. Here, you can park your boat, visit the fishing market, or access the water on a paddle boat or a kayak. So, how exactly will this project be achieved? The redevelopment will form in 6 separate stages. Stage 0, the Chalet Village, which includes 5 chalets, will be the first development. In order to fund the next stage, an additional 8 chalets will need to be constructed. This will continue indefinitely as it is required to fund other stages. Stage 1 Port Section A. This will include the construction of the decking, community hub, and the vegetation. The brewery will be built privately and funded through grants available. The reason for this to be the initial stage is to attract future residents, build confidence among future investors, and address the needs of the community. Stage 2 will include shopping districts. Stage 3 involves other major streets. Stage 4 regards the alleyways. Stage 5, Port Section B, includes the construction of the Newport Bridge, the lookout, and water activation areas. Due to the scale of the project, the redevelopment will need immense funding and will require collaboration from private and public sectors. Firstly, the Chalet Village will be marketed by the local government to private investors who intend to buy it before it has begun construction. It will be sold to the investors as a package, which includes the land, construction, and furnishing. The profits will be returned to the town in the form of funding for redevelopment. In order to attract investors, the initial 5 chalets shown in the proposed village will be sold at a reduced cost at 850,000 Australian dollars. The construction of each chalet is expected to cost approximately 560,000 Australian dollars, which will in turn create a profit of 250,000 Australian dollars. If this is repeated 5 times, the chalets themselves will create a profit of 1.25 million that will go directly to the redevelopment of the town. Future chalets will be sold at a higher price, as these chalets will be beyond the village and will potentially come at a higher land cost. It will also ensure higher economic gain for Iwanai. The maximum suggested sale price for each future chalet is 1 million Australian dollars. As mentioned, the construction of each chalet is expected to cost approximately 560,000 Australian dollars. If this is repeated 25 times, these chalets will create an additional profit of at least 7.5 million to 10 million Australian dollars. This profit will also go directly to the redevelopment of the town and will in turn provide funding for the additional stages of the development. With this model, 8.6 to 11.2 million Australian dollars worth of private sector investment is available and can provide 63% of the funding for Stage 1. Additionally, the Federal Ministry for Land Infrastructure, Transport and Tourism acquires a grant program that can cover up to 85% of the cost for large infrastructure projects. Furthermore, this funding can be applied to the Hokkaido Comprehensive Plan. This allows for decreased reliability on private funding and will supplement the additional funding needed. In order to make this plan viable, marketing is needed to bring in investors and high-end tourism. As preserving the culture of Iwanai is essential, minimizing mass tourism is key. Word of mouth would continue to be the main source of marketing, relying upon customer satisfaction. This will also ensure the continuation of high-end tourism through exclusivity. A greater focus towards a range of annual cultural events can be advertised on websites to encourage tourists throughout all seasons, ensuring that we continue to release creative and contemporary content. This can be achieved through niche action sports and art events to minimize an oversaturation in tourism. In order to demonstrate the plethora of experiences in Iwanai, promotional videos targeted at specific demographics on social media would be a valuable marketing investment. Additionally, inviting influential people such as professional sportsmen to visit the town could bring desirable attention. The region will soon see new developments that will have direct influence on Iwanai. Such developments include the Shinkansen station in Kuchan in 2030, the possibility of a new ferry route to Kyushu, and the highway to Sapporo. These inclusions will see an increase in the accessibility to the town and the region at large, elevating Iwanai's reputation on the domestic and global stage. The proposed development aims to revive Iwanai sustainably, with the community's needs at the forefront of the vision. The carefully considered design hopes to further attract a high-end tourism market and position Iwanai as a town worth investing in. Taking everything into account, Iwanai is set up to succeed.